Maia Sandu, thanks for supporting Ukraine. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
In these shots, Moldovan President Maia Sandu is being thanked for supporting Ukraine. And here's another telling moment.
It was Norwegian parliament member Arild Hermstad who previously proposed nominating Maia Sandu for the Nobel Peace Prize. According to him, she plays a significant role in defending democracy, the rule of law, and peace in Moldova.
Well, honestly, I think Sandu really does deserve the Nobel Prize, unlike some others. But what's most interesting is that she turned it down. And do you know why? And here's why.
She declined the proposal, saying that there are more deserving candidates. The Ukrainian defenders. She mentioned that she would specifically like the prize to go to Ukrainians who were recently released from Russian captivity.
Today, I was watching Ukrainians who returned home from Russia, and these are the people who truly deserve the Peace Prize.
For the Kremlin, this is of course a huge blow. So Putin's cronies start taking revenge, of course, on Moldova as a whole and on Maia Sandu in particular.
NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte has spoken about possible threats to Moldova from Russia. According to him, the Kremlin is worried that Moldova has taken a different path.
But most importantly, with her clear pro-European and anti-Kremlin stance, Sandu has, in fact, already begun the deoccupation of Transnistria. That's true, believe me.
The Soviet Union didn't really collapse. It just shrank down to the size of a tiny gut that everyone knows is Transnistria.
Well, in case anyone doesn't know, Transnistria is a part of Moldova that was occupied by Russia. Look, it's like time is actually stopped there. It's creepy.
That's Lenin, the main Lenin. He's gotten bigger and cleaner, and in the spots where the old plaster's falling off, workers in gear that looks like Soviet-era gas workers are fixing everything up.
And yeah, there can't be any normal life in Transnistria because Putin only needs this enclave to use it as a military warehouse. That's it, especially now, since the big war against Ukraine began.
Since the start of the full-scale invasion, the occupiers have been using Transnistria as a threat to Ukraine to tie up its forces. After all, there is a Russian contingent stationed there. But now they're completely isolated and praying to every god that the Ukrainians don't wipe out this enclave. No one has any doubt. If the defense forces wanted to, they could quickly eliminate the last stronghold of communism.
And you understand, Sandu's desire for Moldova to join the EU absolutely terrifies the Kremlin.
They're afraid that the people in the concentration camp might be tempted by the prospects of normal development, investment, and EU membership. What's more, almost all so-called citizens of Transnistria already have a healthy person's passport. In other words, a Moldovan one.
And here, friends, is the most important thing. Moldova made the right choice when they elected Maia Sandu as president, and not those local pro-Russian Yanukovych types, let's put it that way. And now, the residents of so-called Transnistria also need to make the right choice, right now. Right now, it's time to stop putting up with Russia.
The people living in Transnistria need to make a choice for themselves. Do they want to be human beings, or nothing more than powerless ground meat?
And you know what's nice? This infection of the Russian world, I don't even know, like the Russian world's plague bacillus, right now it's especially relevant. People are starting to get rid of it everywhere. The countries of Central Asia know all too well what this Russian world brings with it. All this imperialism and other nonsense. There was a recent scandal in Uzbekistan involving the Putin supporter Bezrukov, and it was very telling. It was a mocking parody of Uzbeks by Bezrukov. Sasha Belly has really gone downhill. He's not the same anymore.
And I really wanted to visit, of course, the grave of Tatiana Sergeyevna. It was 1 in the morning. What's that gate over there? I said, I really need to, you understand? He saw me. He doesn't speak Russian, but he watched the show. Ah, Belly. The only thing he said in Russian was belly with an accent. I said, belly?